Okay, in this video, we're going to be learning about diminished and augmented triads. And we're going to go based off last lesson where we learned about major and minor triads. So to do a quick review, we know that a major chord is going to utilize a major third on the bottom here and a minor third on the top. The order is reversed for minor chords. It's going to start out with a minor third here and a major third on the top. Now, if I go up the scale in chords, let's pick C major for example, I'm going to find a combination of major and minor chords. So major 1, minor 2, minor 3, major, major, minor, until we reach here. We see this chord, this B chord, doesn't really fit in the criteria for major or minor. So let's look closely at it. It starts with a minor third and it ends with a minor third. And there's this diminished interval between B and F, a diminished fifth. Now, because it's not a perfect fifth, this chord is very unstable. And this triad, we're going to call it a diminished triad. Now, if we look here in our B diminished triad in the key C major, it layers really well with our 5-7. And we know that our 5-7 serves for a dominant purpose, always leading to the C major chord or to the 1 chord. So does that B diminished triad. So if I get a progression, let's say 1, 4, 5, and replace that 5 chord with that B diminished triad, we can see that it works. It leads very well to the 1 chord. Now, not the best voice leading, but we can see how it's serving that dominant purpose. Now, we also see it when from transition from 1 chord to another, when we utilize a chromatic passing tone. Sometimes we can also see a diminished chord appear. So let's go back to our 1, 4, 5 chord progression. Now, to move from F to G, what I can do is get this F note, make it an F sharp, utilize it as a chromatic passing tone, go into G. And in doing so, I've created an F sharp diminished triad. And again, I can kind of see how this fits really well in that secondary dominant chord leading to G. But here we kind of see it for that chromatic passing tone purposes. Okay. Now let's talk about augmented triads. So unlike the diminished triads, augmented triads are not naturally occurring in the scale. You're not going to find one in there. So they're always going to utilize some chromatic note one way or the other. Now, the relationship between a minor chord and a diminished chord is that for a minor chord, we see that it uses a minor third at first, and then to make it diminish, make it all minor thirds. We can see that same relationship with the major triad and augmented triad, where let's go with B flat major. It starts out with a major third, and to make it an augmented B flat chord, we can make that second interval, the top interval, another major third. And again, we're going to see the augmented fifth. And again, because it's not perfect fifth, it's very unstable. And this is our B flat augmented triad here. Now, let's go back to our 1, 4, 5 progression in B flat major. We can see here how if I want to move from B flat to E flat, I can grasp this F, do a chromatic passing tone to the G, and the G will fit into our E flat major chord, and in doing so, right here, I've now created a B flat augmented triad leading to the 4 chord E flat major. Okay, so here's what we're going to do now. I want to give you guys a chance to do a self quiz. So in the link below, I have a Google form with some questions about diminished triads and augmented triads. And at the very end, it's going to ask you how many augmented triads and how many diminished triads can you spot in the following song I'm going to play and sing. It's a good old hymn. It's going to utilize the 1, 4, 5 progression. I'm going to spice it up with augmented and diminished triad. Let's see how many you can get right. Hallelujah. 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 Alright, best of luck. Hopefully this video serves you well, and feel free to comment down below, and best of luck studying.